事実は小説よりも奇なりですね。
Okay, getting the first pick. Oh, get 3, Pyro, get 3 with the
Void Kid putting on a clinic. Whole team's down. Oh!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Iris Podcast. No, it's not the Iris Podcast. In fact, it is the final regular season match of the Tranquility Community's 5th season. I am Mr. Yeti, excited to bring you the commentary tonight. Joining me is tier director, admin, and OG casting partner back from season 2, Thuggington. How's it going, Thug?
Good, man. Good. I'm excited for the match tonight. The last match of the regular season as Harmony tier director. I'm really excited to cast this one. It's going to be really exciting. A lot of playoff seeding is going to be determined with this match.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why we haven't been able to do a bracketology cast, because we don't even know what the bracket's going to be yet in this tier. There are 3 different teams all waiting to find out the result of this match, because it will change their fates in the playoffs. And also their potential opponents. You have Doodles, we have Slipstream, we have Courage, all waiting in the finals, right? Or all waiting in the playoffs right now. See who comes in and who do they end up playing. And some of them won't even have to play next week.
That's basically it. It's like, okay, am I? They're scrimming if they're going to prep, but who am I prepping for? So really, this is a domino effect of what happens this week. Am I playing? Am I not playing? All I know is Jalapenos, for their fate, they need to 4-0. They lose a map, they drop down to the A seed, and it's going to be dicey.
Exactly. So Jalapenos, for them, it's simple: 4-0 or your A seed. That's the only option for you. Void, if you win a map, you're good. You're locked into that 4th seed. You don't play this week. You're settling up next week for a date with the Doodles.
Yes.
And Jalapenos, you got a wild card to prep for in a couple days here. So a lot at stake. Holy Jalapenos are a fantastic team, fantastic organization. Yep. 2 straight years in the finals, but they've struggled a bit this year.
Yeah, this year's been a little strange. I don't know if it's Overwatch fatigue. I know the last couple weeks, I would say most of Stage 2, they've had their struggles, and I think a lot of it has to do with roster attendance, real life getting in the way, and trust me, as a couple of boomers here, we know, we get it. But the addition of Ruby onto the team, a Comets player last season, right before Comets kind of fell apart last season, on their way to be kind of a dark horse for the MVP. So I'm really excited to see what Ruby brings to the table.
Ruby looks great, and Void, a big unpredictable team coming into the season. They were the lowest SR team coming in. They've strung together a really solid season.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see. I love seeing new teams come in. Dire Raven's done a really great job with the squad, getting a really good group of people together, and they're showing up towards the end of the season.
Absolutely. We are going to be starting off tonight on Void's map pick, and they are starting on Busan, which is not what I've seen a lot of teams starting off on this season. What is your take on Busan here?
You know, Busan is a very interesting map. What I like the most about it is each one of the maps there gives you a different idea for comps to run. If you're going to, where are we going first?
Looks like we are going to downtown.
Downtown, this is going to be a really good place. This is a place where hit scans kind of run. They can get up that perch. Whittle can get on the perch there. There's a lot of room for Farah to run. So it's going to be interesting to see. I know Teddy Fresh, really big Farah player early in this season's kind of fallen off. But it looks like they're jumping onto a Sombra pick for Teddy Fresh. We'll just see what Alex jumps onto as well.
I'd have to check my schedule.
Yeah, interesting. I'm not really sure where exactly they're going to be going with Alex still waiting to lock in a character right now. We look over on Void's side. They're locking into that dive comp with the Symmetra and Widowmaker, which is interesting. Oh, it's a bait. It's a bait.
They got us. They got us this time.
And we see Alex coming out on the Swedish dwarf, or not a dwarf, Torbjorn himself.
Not a dwarf.
And we'll start it off. We have Levio Flight taking the high ground here. He's gonna have nobody really to contest him, so he's gonna have free reign on that high ground with nobody even able to go up and challenge him in any way. You see the hack coming in on Dire Raven as Narcissus dives into the backline, and Levio Flight finds the first kill onto the board. Shadow right now is trying to find some healers in the backline, ends up taking down Teddy Fresh. And slowly but surely, it looks like the Jalapenos are just not going to be able to find much here. Ruby trying to swing that hammer and get some ult charge up, but Void takes that first fight.
That was a really, really clean dive by Void there. The mobility of Void's...
Ooh, late stagger.
That's a real late stagger. But there, nice pick off by Ellis on Shadow. We'll see that the point presence of Holy Jalapenos is going to be very important. They're going to have to play slow. They're going to have to wait for the dive and burst down a target as quickly as possible. But with Levio Flight having free reign of the sightlines here, no one really to contest him. It's going to be pretty interesting.
No, he's not going to have anybody contesting whatsoever. Teddy Fresh comes in with the hack onto the Moira. Moira taken very, not killed. Hal manages to hang on. Ruby does get in out of the point, putting a lot of damage out, and Dire Raven is dropped below. Shadow comes in with a huge pulse bomb, taking out the Moira and the Torbjorn. Shadow finds a triple kill on this fight, making it a simple one for Void, and as simple as that, one ult is all it takes.
That was a really, really big pulse bomb there. Looking at the ult economy for both teams, Beth's got a ways to go here before this one, but the Ruby with the Shatter coming up here. Look for an EMP Shatter coming in from Jalapenos. They're going to bait the dive, EMP Shatter, and they're going to see if they can get this fight cleaned up.
We do have the beat being dropped here by Sweaty Asian as the way to. That is a tough name to say for some reason, but
that's a tough one. That's an interesting one for sure.
Sweaty Asian is going to come in with that sound barrier here to try to stop the damage once it comes in. Teddy Fresh again with the hack onto Sweaty Asian, so they know he has that. They'll be able to cancel it out if they can bait it up beforehand. But Teddy Fresh and Bork are taken down, and Void doing a fantastic job of the really ending fights before they even begin.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there by Teddy Fresh. Kind of got caught out early. Had to use the translocator really low and able to get picked off. It's just a clean fight win from Void here.
Dominant performance right now by Void. They have two ults coming in here. Again, that sound barrier and the coalescence. The eyes have been, or the infrasights have been popped by Levio Flight. And there's Shadow again. That's the third time I think they've gotten one of these types of picks. And they're just not even able to contest.
Yeah, really great ult economy and rotations by Void there. They weren't ever, Holy Jalapenos weren't ever ready to get anything set up before they going for the EMP Shatter. But then with Teddy Fresh getting caught out early, having to recall and getting burst down, then Levio Flight was able just to pop sights and Teddy couldn't do anything.
Shadow did a fantastic job there of just absolutely controlling the backline of the Holy. Bork was destroyed on multiple times. There was basically no team fight from 50% on, and Holy Jalapenos never even got to use an ultimate.
No, Bork was an early pickoff in most, or a late stagger in either. He was the first to die or the last to die, which was tough. I do like to see the May Reaper coming out from Jalapenos, and we got a mirror match here.
We got a mirror match coming in. May Reaper Brawl. It's season 4 of the Tranquility community all over again. Here comes the May wall in from Levio Flight, and already the Jalapenos are struggling to keep their health pools up. We do see a good wall coming on Narcissus, but Shadow finds the first kill onto Ruby. He's not able to stay up. We see, again, lots of the Jalapenos falling low as they're forced to begin to fall back, but Teddy Fresh is taken down here, killing blow to the Lucio. And it looks like Void is in control. They're going to be rolling back to the point here. They haven't gotten any progression yet, so Jalapenos at least have that to hold on to.
Yeah, really good job. Early fight when bursting down Ruby there, and again, Bork with a late Shadow. Shadow on Bork is going to be the whole play of this map.
That is just brutal. Bork has been struggling to get anything going here. The Jalapenos are really looking rough right now. Let's see if they can find a way to turn it around. Atlas does have the coalescence, so there will be some dueling laser beams from the Moira players here. Here they come out. This Earth Shadow blocked by his own May wall. Unlucky, but it doesn't matter. Void is cleaning up the fight, led by the coalescence from Hal, and just blowing through the Holy Jalapenos like they've been drinking their milk.
Yeah, I mean the wall from Levio Flight blocking their own Shatter, and I know Yeti as a tank man, it's happened to you a couple times, and you know the feels.
I hate them. I hate all May players.
May is a great balanced character.
May is a great character. Fun in the game for everyone. But the Blizzard comes in from
Early
Levio Flight.
Blizzard.
The wall prevents the escape from the Jalapenos, but they manage to somehow get out of that. But here comes the Graviton Surge from Dire Raven. She pops it in there, captures 4 of them in it, and it's an easy fight cleanup here for Void, and Void continues to be dominant.
Yeah, it was a really good play. The Levio Flight, the miss with the May ult there. Blizzard didn't catch anybody, but good on Dire Raven, recognizing an opportunity, capitalizing on it, and we still have. Oh, there's going to get a late pickoff here, aren't they? No.
That's almost find Shadow getting a little too cute in the back line there.
Probably looking for Bork.
Jalapenos do manage to roll it on the point. The Earthshatter blocked by the random wall. Unlucky. Here comes the gravity from Betcon, trying to turn it around as Ruby swings the hammer through. But Shadow begins to spin like a top, and he can't. He does manage to find Beth. But the Jalapenos finally finding some traction here, and they'll be able to take this point, and they start racking up the percentage. 85% though right now for Void.
You know, it really cost them a lot of ultimates used there. I think Bork's going to want that beat back. They already were up 3 in that fight. They didn't need it. I think they're going to want that back this coming up fight, but we look to be almost a reset here. We have Ruby going to be looking for a shatter.
It's a great wall, and the Earthshatter finds Levio Flight, who's taken down. This fight will be pretty much over already. Atlas decides to use the Coalescence here. Maybe not necessary, but they are looking to secure this fight here. Jalapenos know they can't really take any chances right now, and not even really any ult charge being built up for Void on that fight. That was a tough one for them.
Yeah, it's going to be good. They're going to be coming up. Dire Raven's going to be coming up on a Graviton Surge here a little bit. Nothing really coming from Jalapenos. Alex is halfway to Death Blossom, but beyond that, look for Hal to pop a Coalescence early.
That was the danger of that Coalescence there from Atlas, because now they have nothing to offer on this fight. Going to make it a big challenge for the Jalapenos here, because Coalescence is going to be coming in from Hal, almost certainly, and that's such a big momentum changer. Right now, the fight is taking place here on the right side of the point, trying to get onto the catwalk, but Holy Jalapenos holding the ground, but Ruby is taken down. Hal 9000 blows the Coalescence here, trying to put as much damage as possible into the Holy Jalapenos. Jalapenos are all extremely low, trying to find a way to hang on as long as they can, but they cannot, as both DPS fall, and Bethcon, she is taken down as well. And Void continues to dominate this one there. However, the Jalapenos did get it to 85%, so we'll see if 84%. So we'll see here what happens.
Yeah, looking at this, it looks like it's going to be a win for Void here. They have the Shatter, they have Grab, they have all.
Oh, and the Blizzard too. That makes it such a challenge. And Teddy Fresh isn't even able to touch. Do they have anybody who can touch? Alex managed to sneak in at the last moment. He's not able to, they're barely able to get on the point. Shadow putting a ton of damage in the front line of the Jalapenos, and that's just too much for the Jalapenos to bear, and Void takes the win, and they lock themselves into a first round bye in the playoffs with that one. Jalapenos will be seeing themselves on a date with Slipstream in round 1.
Yeah, that's a really good fight win there. I think Shadow is the one that really started the whole thing off. Shadow comes in, cuts off Ruby. Ruby kind of gets walled off by the own May there. Again, every tank main's dream. Ruby did a really good individual effort to pull out Ruby, solo Ruby down. At that point, it was just press W and the go button. So great job by Void here.
Great job by Void. Fantastic play from them for sure. And Void, again, with that map win, they do lock in that 4th seed in the playoffs. So we can actually just finalize the Harmony tier bracket right now. We're set.
Yeah. Who needs the podcast?
Harmony tier brackets is done. Let's just. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you. No, but in all seriousness, no, get off the end screen there. Come on. What are you doing? In all seriousness, so we actually know our playoff matchups here now, guys. 4th round, or I'm sorry, in the wild card this coming Wednesday, you have Courage who's going to be taking on Paradise, and then you have Void. You have Void taking on Doodles next week, and then you have Slipstream taking on Holy Jalapenos on Wednesday. So there's your matchups, guys. There's your playoffs. They are set now officially. We can confirm that is done. So nonetheless, at least one point of business is done. However, we still have a match to play, and I'm sure the Jalapenos, sure, playoff seeding, they're locked in. They have nothing left to play for with regards to that. But you know what? They got a brand new main tank. You can earn a lot of chemistry here in this match here against a very talented Void team.
Correct. I think the tank duo of Dire Raven and Narcissist is probably one of the stronger in the tier, especially Harmony tier, and especially in one of the lower B groups like that. So they can learn a lot. I think Ruby and Beth are going to have some work cut out for them coming into the playoffs. They're going to really have to strengthen that synergy, see what they can do. Being a new addition as a main tank, they got to get used to calls. They got to get used to kind of pacing with their calming. So I think there's a lot that Jalapenos can learn from this, but a whole hell of a lot that the Jalapenos are going to gain from this match.
Exactly. The Jalapenos have a ton to learn here and a ton to earn. Ruby just joined this team 2 days ago, officially today. So a lot to keep in mind with what's going on for the Jalapenos. They had such a great start to the season. Things fell apart in the middle of the season, unfortunately for them. But there's still a ton of talent on this team, and I don't think anybody's doubting that for a minute. However, I think what we're seeing right now is just the general growth of quality of play in the Harmony tier. It's just been an outstanding thing this season to see. Void, again, came in as this complete unknown. Nobody knew what to expect from them. Their SR was one of the lowest in the tier, and then now look at them. They're actually playing very good Overwatch. They're a 4th seed going into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic, and it's really fantastic to see that kind of success out of a newer team. I hope they stick around. I hope a lot of teams that come and see you can have some success against some teams that were champions, were back in the finals, but still they have success against them. So good on Void. Exactly. I hope to see some more success from them coming into this season.
Yeah, and then speaking of success, we have something after tonight's cast. Make sure you stay tuned. We have the Iris Podcast Late Night After Dark edition, where we will be breaking down your end of season award nominees. That's right. The award nominees will be announced tonight after the podcast. The polls will be open tomorrow to get your votes in for that. So be sure to stay tuned. As this match continues, we will take it to Volskaya Industries.
Volskaya coming in here. Man, of all 2 CP maps, this is one that I'm not gonna lie, I dislike the most. I hate it. As 2 CP goes, I hate it, and it's probably the snow. Being from Minnesota,
yeah,
I mean, it's that S word, brother. But no, we see Snipper coming.
You just urge to shovel the driveway every time you look at this.
No. Seeing Snipper subbing in for Bork and looking to Teddy Fresh on the Ashe.
That's an interesting play. I wasn't necessarily expecting that. We've seen Alex do a lot more of the hit scan work here, but nonetheless, the Echo now coming in for Levio Flight. A different look here from Void. They're coming in with the Ryan Zarya Echo Tracer. Very interesting comp here with the boosted Ashe on the side of the Jalapenos. So we'll be seeing how they can get through this choke. Might be a little bit challenging, but the Tracer comes in.
Oh, the play by Shadow.
One clip by Shadow onto Snipper. Fantastic play from Shadow, who's been a star on this Tracer today. And right now, the Jalapenos are without their DPS, or without their Ashe, they're without their Mercy, already down 2, and it's a tough fight for them now, and the Void just cleans up.
Yeah, that was a big, and really that was Shadow's individual effort, breaking down on the Mercy and breaking down onto the Ashe, really just opened it wide open, opened the can up, and then they were just able to push through.
Shadow playing fantastic right now on that Tracer has been a real difference maker for Void so far tonight. We'll see right now what the Jalapenos can try to muster up here on defense. We see a wholesale switch for them. Snipper moves over to the Lucio. McCree now in play here with Teddy Fresh, and Alex swapping over to the Torbjorn again, trying to find some positive momentum here. Levio Flight again putting the damage in almost to that duplicate already. The ultimate advantage is so heavily right now in favor of Void. It's going to be a challenge for the Jalapenos, and duplicate is up. Here it comes. Who will Levio Flight? Oh no, Teddy Fresh finds Sweaty Asian. That more than likely will stop the push already. Void taking the conservative approach.
Yeah, really great job by Teddy Fresh taking down the. That really slows the entire pacing. Ooh, that's gonna be a late catch up. That's an interesting idea to res there. The fight was over. I would have saved it for a similar contestant.
You know, Hal's a good guy. He was just trying to give the Jalapenos world.
I love him.
And that's a noble thing.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and they find Shadow lurking around back. The staggers continue to come out here from the Jalapenos, finally stabilizing a little bit. This is the first time we've really seen them get a firm hold on on a point so far this match.
Yeah, they're making an effort to recognize that Shadow's in the backline messing up. They make a couple picks to really try to mitigate that risk, but we'll see what they do. We'll see what Shadow can do to counteract this.
Looks like Levio Flight is trying to get a copy on the Reinhardt. There it is. Putting the flame strike through. Already has an Earth Shatter. Not able to connect with anything. However, he's going to charge right in and continue to swing that hammer. Looking for more opportunities. There's another Earth Shatter. Coming in as Shadow finds Alex with that pulse bomb, but Alex's turret is continuing to cause some damage. And there's another kill. Ruby is taken down after using his Earth Shatter, perhaps recklessly. And we see the fight continuing on the point here. Levio Flight putting in a lot of damage, but Bethcon finds him and takes him out of the skies. But Beth is taken down by those
trade.
Big trade there, big trade. But spawn advantage is going to be in the favor of the Jalapenos here as the Molten Core comes in from Alex. And here comes the hammer, looking for the hammer kill.
Oh,
Eddie!
unlucky.
Eddie! Dude!
Oh boy, oh boy. No, really great job holding on. You weathered the storm there. Levio Flight got 3 shatters as the copy. You weathered the storm. Solid job. No ticks given up by Jalapenos. That's the kind of defense you really need.
20 Asian giving us a look at the underside of Volskaya. Thank you for that camera work, Booth. Right now, Void is just, they're chilling. They're waiting they're in the lounge, it looks like, just kind of waiting it out. We'll see what's happening. You know, just having a nice cup. It is warm. It is warm. There is a warm cup of tea, perhaps. So, you know. As a Minnesotan, I understand and appreciate it. So, Shadow coming in on the flank, looking for a pulse bomb target. Obviously, ideally trying to find Snipper so they can get that beat out. But there's the Graviton Surge, an early one for Beth, and a fantastic one at that. And the Jalapenos aggress onto the Void, and they take them down. Great aggressive play there from Beth.
You know, I really like Snipper switching onto the Lucio there. It's allowed them a lot more speed and aggression that the team really needs to play with. When you're running the Ryan Zarya, you want to get in their face, you want to slow down, you push through, get into the back line. So really good job switching from Snipper from the Ashe over to the Lucio. It's given them a lot more mobility and a lot playing into the aggression that Ruby seems to like to play with.
Right now, Void is continuing to play this aggressive divey DPS with these tanks that are a little bit more stationary, so the DPS are under a lot of pressure to be able to stay alive in those backlines, really without any dive support right now. Shadow does take out Alex's turret and is continuing to look for a pulse bomb target. Here comes Dire Raven with the Graviton Surge, finds multiple. Here comes the beat drop.
Big
Huge beat Snipper. And the Coalescence is pouring in for Atlas as well. And we see an Earth Shatter missed by Showdown Shane, and Ruby finds a shatter of his own. Not managing to take any down with the bubbles from Levio Flight and Dire Raven both on the Zarya. But Teddy Fresh right now rolling into combat, trying to find some kills. The Graviton Surge coming in from Levio Flight, who is taken out of that form. And the fight continues right now, but Void is finding the way to Levio Flight with 2 with that focused laser. And right now, Void is in a position to close this one out. Minute 27 to go. Here comes the stalls.
Yeah, stalls are going to be out. They're going to switch to their stall tanks. Beth has the Graviton. We have the Molten Core together. They might be able to save this if Beth can get a big grab.
There's the Molten Core from Alex. They're looking for that Graviton to come in. There it is. And it is going to pull the Reinhardt and the Moira onto the point. Hal and Showdown Shane being taken down. And Alex is being dropped very low, but they managed to keep him up here as Snipper and Alex managed to get Atlas get the heals on Alex. Wow, that is a tongue twister, folks. Alex and Atlas, you guys are not doing me any favors today.
Really solid job by the Jalapenos there. They knew their win conditions. They slowed everything down. They didn't panic and stall early. That's a sign of really great coaching. I really like that. The big Graviton Surge and a big play by Alex there to slow the pace down. 2 ticks given up there is not bad when they looked at what Levio Flight was doing to him.
No, absolutely. That's a very, very good situation right now for
Look for another combo here.
We do see an opportunity for a combo here. Dire Raven look for the grab, see the pulse bomb potentially coming, but there's the beat!
And another beat!
Snipper, fantastic play today as Ruby finds a kill on a Showdown Shane. No main tank now for Void, and Holy Jalapeno seem to be in prime shape to close out this one and manage to hold on with a .2 hole on Volskaya as Alex's turret showing to be the MVP for the Jalapenos right now. Alex pulls out the hammer, trying to take away what Teddy Fresh robbed him of, or take what Teddy Fresh robbed him of earlier today, but no go. The flame strike onto the ash, and the great hold from the Holy Jalapenos on .2.
Snipper had his beat twice at perfect timing. They're going for the combo of the Graviton and the Pulse Bomb there, and both times thwarted by Snipper's beat. Really great job, really great alt economy, really great alt, what's the word I'm looking for? Control? Is that the word? Discipline. That's the word. Really good alt discipline by Snipper. I found it. I was searching for it. Really great alt discipline by Snipper, and a great job. It looked pretty dire there. Right as they're getting 2 ticks, but good hesitation by the Jalapenos, knowing they have some time to giving up some ticks, and now there is a chance that they can get a win here.
Absolutely, they're in pretty good shape right now. Holy Jalapenos, again, they don't have any playoffs to play for. They're playing for chemistry. They're playing for fun. They're playing for pride. I know Ruby, obviously, we've talked about Ruby. Fantastic tank. Bethcon, Tranquility veteran. Been a long-time bastion of the community. And obviously Admin as well. There's a lot of veterans on this team. Snipper's been around for 3 seasons. Atlas, new this season, but has been a fantastic pickup. Alex been around for 3 seasons. There's a lot of talent on this Jalapeno squad.
Yeah, the Jalapeno squad is ripe with Tranquility veterans, so coming into these big-time matches, they have the gumption. You know, Beth is going to be, she's a great leader, somebody that understands what it is to play in big games. So coming into the playoffs, I think this is going to be very helpful for him. But really good showing by Void here so far. Shadow's been kind of a bright spot, looking to run some havoc on the back line. Let's see what he can do on the Hanzo.
Yeah, different pick here. Finally seeing Shadow come off that Tracer now. We'll see what he can do on the Hanzo. And we see the high ground being taken here by the Jalapenos. A very aggressive push onto the high ground here. Void knows exactly how they're going to counter. It looks like they're doing a split approach here. Some underneath, some up across the way. We'll see what Jalapenos do here. Oh, they're going to rotate downward. Try to push in onto the main tank, or the tank line here. Showdown Shane in dire straits, and he is taken down by Alex there on that Torbjorn. Ruby is very low. They're going to pause here. A little bit of a reset here now for Holy Jalapenos. And right now, Jalapenos are in good shape here. No tank line no main tank now for Void. Jalapenos able to reset, and here they come out. They're looking for the Zarya. They find them right away. Great focus fire.
Good burst.
Fantastic focus fire from the Jalapenos. And we see Ruby now looking for the Ana. They find them. They're doing a fantastic job of just isolating a target and taking them down. But Shadow on the Hanzo now, finding tons of value, taking down 2 already, and the res on the Sweaty Asian. This is by no means over.
No. That's some big individual effort by both the DPS players there. They weren't giving up. I was questioning it and really trying to figure out what the play was with that Bob. Then I realized everything that was kind of falling into place there. Really solid.
What a fantastic play there from Void, managing to hold that one down. Really well played from there. Again, on their DPS front, no question. That Bob was fantastic. And Jalapenos, despite their excellent focus fire, not really able to get much going right now. Levio Flight is traded out here for Teddy Fresh. We see the charge come in from Showdown Shane, but he is dropped down with pressure coming in. Ruby is taken extremely low with a fantastic grenade from Sweaty Asian. And here comes the Dragon Strike unexpectedly there. I did not expect that.
A little bit late.
It just kind of startled me a little bit. A little bit late there to get the belly from it, as Alex locking the legs, maybe a patch too early. But we'll see what Alex is able to do now as he looks on the high ground. But he is spotted out. They know exactly where to go, and they're going to try to take him down. He is all alone right now. We'll see if the Jalapenos try to quickly aggress and help him out a little bit. He is in big trouble.
Oh my God. He's got the legs. He's going to make it. Oh.
Teddy Fresh did take down Al, so the one healer down right now with no res available. But Alex and Ruby are both down now for the Jalapenos as the Neto finds the Reinhardt. Showdown Shane swinging that hammer, trying to get the damage in as much as possible. Shadow puts another kill on the Panther. Oh, that was a nice little headshot there. Even though it was a sleeping target, that was like a nice little flick there. I couldn't do that, but I'm a silver DPS. So.
Now, while I respect the jukes from Alex, he might have been better off just killing himself early, jumping off the map, getting a full reset. Being down really low and running away from him didn't do them a lot of favors, but hey, they got 45 more seconds here. They have the ultimates to do this.
They got time. There's no need to rush this. Definitely last fight. But here, the Coalescence is going to be big for them. They almost have the ult here from Kaiser from the Soldier as well. Coalescence is out right now for Atlas. Right now, just
looks at the Bob here.
Right now, just being used to keep it up. And there is the Bob coming in from Levioflight. But Levioflight taken down by Teddy Fresh. They're doing really good on that McCree. And there's the ults coming in. But Showdown Shane finds the kills are being traded right now. It's 2 versus 1 on the point.
Oh, it's going to be Shadow. Shadow can clutch this out.
Shadow's the only one left on the point. He's going to try to clutch this out. Can he manage to do it?
No.
Teddy Fresh takes him down, and the DPS for the Jalapenos stand tall on the point, and they'll take this one in overtime. They have 3 minutes. 3 minutes to get
3 minutes. 3 minutes. They use a lot of elements. Looks like they're switching over to dive here. They're going to try to jump on Levioflight in the back line, I think. Really try to make that life an expansion to Hanzo. Not a bad choice here. Let's see what they do with the DPS choices, because the DPS choices don't really leave a lot to love here, but we'll see what happens.
They do
Alex switches over. There he goes.
That's the right choice here. I do have questions, though, because they're still running. They don't have a nano for the Alex's on that blade. We'll see what they end up doing with this. It's going to be interesting. They have 2 minutes, 20 seconds to round up or try to rack up some ults and get some ult economy going in their favor. They will have the Deadeye coming in here, so we'll see if Teddy Fresh is able to get any value. But exactly like you said, they dive right into the back line. But oh my goodness, Void was ready for it. They take down the people. They take down the rest of the team who is just stuck in waiting, watching as the tanks dove in, and just great counter pressure from Void. There was no chance there for the Jalapenos.
Yeah, no chance there. They dove, but it left their backline wide open. They recognized the opening and pushed right into it. Knocked it down. Big shatter by Shane there.
Huge shatter by Shane. And that's exactly what you need to do. Running this kind of comp, when they dive in like that, you just immediately spin the pressure right back on them. It's basically a counter dive. Really well done there. Doing a fantastic job on Void's end as we speak right now. Looks like we're having a little bit of issues right now with the feed, but we're trying to get that back up here as we speak. Apologies for any tech issues right now. All right, here we go. It looks like we're coming back right now. Plugger, are you able to catch the feed? Because unfortunately my system is having a moment.
I can't either.
You can't either? Unlucky.
Okay, well, Booth is unmuted. Booth is talking about what's happening while we get things fixed. You didn't miss much.
Okay,
the fight ended.
I can see it now.
Okay.
Early fight in looked like a nano blade went onto Shane here. Not a nano blade. A nano went onto Shane. It was a full reset. Shane just pushed into him there. Kind of refreshed the whole thing. It looks like Teddy's still sitting on his high noon here. They're going to have to look to use that earlier. It's been a couple teams fights. But will they see what they can do for it? The grab's going to be a big play here.
The grab is going to be a big play here.
Oh, there it is. Looks like Bethcon pulls down Levio. Oh, that was the Bob on their Shadow. Shadow takes down Teddy Fresh, but looks like they're gonna have the ults here. We have Showdown Shane. He's coming up for a Shadow. Look for a big Shatter here. Alex takes down Levioflight. Big bomb here coming in from Beth. You see Beth takes down Hal after Hal gets off the res on Levioflight. But right now it's gonna be a battle of attrition, and the winner tide is gonna be the defense on this. It's gonna be only a matter of big play by Alex there to take down Levioflight. Teddy Fresh taking down Showdown Shane. Huge shatter by Ruby onto Dire Raven in the corner there. This looks like to be a fight win for Jalapenos if they can really stagger this out here.
It does look like a fight win for the Jalapenos. Guess what, everybody? I'm back.
He's back.
And right now, Void is trying to pull off the stagger here. They have Levioflight out on the Tracer right now, trying to see if they can compete with their DPS partner, Shadow, who's done a fantastic job so far. The pressure and the contest continue to come in. They managed to demech Bethcon. And here come the reinforcements for Void. They're in a good spot
Ruby's
here.
low.
Ruby's very low. Beth is well taken down. It's a tough spot right now for the Jalapenos. They're struggling. They weren't able to finish anybody off, and it looks like the Jalapenos are not going to be able to close this one out. But the big beat drop from Snipper.
Big beat, big Bob.
If they can get that Mercy taken down, that's going to put them in a good spot. Alex does find the Mercy. That does give some options right now for the Jalapenos. They look to try to find a way to close this out, but the kills continue to come in, and Shadow on that Doomfist doing so much, and Void takes Volskaya up 2-0.
Void taking Volskaya there was massive there. Shadow coming out on the Doomfist really made a big impact.
Without question, Shadow Doomfist there was huge on the recontest. Beth here with the play of the game. Fantastic grab we saw from her. Really good general, Arya, especially on that defense, leading the charge on a lot of very aggressive approaches. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough for the Holy Jalapenos on this one. They're down 2-0 to Void in this match.
What I'm learning here is the strength of Void right now. Void is looking incredibly strong, and coming into the playoffs here, people should be taking note. You take notes of this. Doodles have to be looking at this and going like, okay, how are we going to shut down Shadow? How are we going to shut down Levioflight? Awesome, let's do that. But then you have Dire Raven, you have Narcissist, and you have Showdown Chain. As a fantastic tank trio, which you don't see a lot. You see a lot of the off tank switching in and out, and the main tank staying there. But it shows kind of the leadership that Dire Raven gives to this team. And Hal and Sweaty Asian as support duo is nothing to shake a fist at.
Absolutely not. Void is in a great spot right now. They're looking really good. The improvement of them throughout the season has been noted and has been fantastic. We've seen a lot of progression from that team. Jalapenos have been going the other direction, but we're definitely seeing signs of hope with that team. It's certainly by no means are they out of it here. We talked about their core enough. We've talked about how good they are. Guys, it's halftime. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes, and we'll break down more Tranquility action just around the break. Welcome back, everybody. I am Mr. Yeti, joined again by Thug. Void is up right now, 2-0 in this match, the final match of regular season 5 here in the Tranquility community. Just as a reminder for those who are tuned in right now, after this, about 15 minutes after, we will be going live with a After Dark edition of the Iris podcast, where we will break down your end of season 5 award nominees. We're looking forward to showing you guys that later tonight. But first, we have some business at hand. Void looking to close this one out here. What do the Jalapenos need to do to spin this one back?
You know, I feel like the Jalapenos need to put a lot more pressure on the front line of Void. Void is really just doing what they want in the front line. The front line battle has been won every single time because of the pressure that Shadow has been putting on the backline. They've been diverting a lot of attention backwards. I don't know if they're going to be able to slow that down very much. What Shadow's shown in the first 2 maps there is he's going to wreak havoc on the backline. There's not much you can do about it. Find some heroes that have a lot more escapability, maybe a Lucio, maybe a Mora with that, and push forward. They have to push the brawl. Or transversely, they could do what Teddy Fresh did a lot earlier this season and focus on the Pharah. They got to find a way to put their own pressure on the back line and really find those exploits. They're not playing a lot of hit scans from, I mean, we saw a little bit of Levio flight switching onto the Ashe, but really they're playing a lot of Tracer. They're not playing a lot of heroes that are going to put a lot of pressure on the Sky. So maybe look for a Pharah pick by Teddy Fresh here to kind of change things up.
Yeah, I could definitely see them changing it up. Now, one thing for when your backline is being farmed the way it is right now for the Jalapenos, there's 2 ways you can go about it.
Yep.
Either you can pick a comp that desperately protects your backline, or you could pick a comp that just says, forget your backline.
Backline? What backline?
I'm in your backline now.
Yes.
That's the kind of comp that I think maybe the Holy Jalapenos need to try out. When they were aggressive against Void on Volskaya, we saw that work out to their favor. So we'll see if maybe Holy Jalapenos look to put on a little bit more aggression. But I have to wonder, will we see that reverse sweep? Void looks really good right now. I'm not sure.
You got to lose the first 2 in order to reverse sweep.
It's true. It's true.
That's how reverse sweeps work, guys.
Writers have written a fantastic season so far. So that is. So we'll see what happens here as Shadow once again kills himself in spawn on the Pharah. Seems to be
he did that last time too. That's his tradition. That's how he starts every map.
Pharah, but that comp, that one hero that you said you wanted to see Teddy Fresh pull out, it looks like we're going to get a little bit of Teddy Fresh on that Pharah.
Booth, do we have the delay on here? Either I'm the smartest man in existence, or we'll see. I'm not really sure on Alex with the soldier pick here, but I mean, maybe he's got ESP here and checking out Shadow going to be playing the Pharah as well. But Teddy Fresh on the Pharah. They have Ruby and Bork playing the tank line.
Shield. This is an interesting look here from the Holy Jalapenos, changing it up a bit, giving us something we might have saw a little bit more at the beginning of the season this season, as opposed to what we've been seeing lately. We haven't seen a double shield look from a whole lot of teams, although it is starting to find some favor right now in T3 teams as well. But we will see what happens here as the Pharah start trading in damage. But Teddy Fresh is already 50% of his way to his ultimate, and he goes in deep trying to find Shadow, but he cannot take him down. But Teddy Fresh already 50% of the way to his ultimate and really not taking any pressure. Finally, Shadow now going into the backline of the Jalapenos, and Alex is putting a lot of damage in. What a grenade, what a direct hit from Teddy Fresh, and Teddy Fresh finds Ashe as well. Teddy Fresh on that Pharah doing a ton of damage for the Holy Jalapenos. And nonetheless, Void is continuing to apply pressure now, down 4v6 in this fight. Teddy Fresh can basically just pile in the damage uncontested, and he is. Look at this, he's already up to that barrage. So much coming in, but Snipper is dropped here. That's a big late kill onto Snipper, and Shadow does find Teddy Fresh as well. So there's a small stagger right now for the Jalapenos. But nonetheless, good start.
This is a really great job. It's really putting Shadow Shane and Die Raven in a situation they're not used to. If you look at Die Raven, she has 30% of the ult charge a minute and 30 into this map. It's not a very good start. They're going to get to change something up or push into this Orisa, make them work for you, but Teddy's making it awful hard.
Great kill there from Alex. This is going to absolutely slow down the push in from Void. And again, Alex with those micro rockets finds Dire Raven as well. Teddy Fresh again already on that barrage, but we see Alex as well is on that visor. It's pretty wild right now. The
look at Alex. Look at Alex.
Alex
Sneaky.
being real deep, but look at how careful Void is being. They're being so patient, so slow. This is not what we've seen from Void so far. This is not seeing the aggression. Oh, and they're right now post out. Here comes the Matrix in from Atlas, and Bork and Atlas manage to find two. And here comes the visor from Alex, finds Shadow. Alex looking for more kills, trying to get some on Levio. Almost takes down Levio Flight there. The rock goes in, not able to connect, but Alex continuing to put pressure in. Arhol the way back to Void spawn. But great hold so far. Minute 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, really good. Look at, we're this far to the map and Dire Raven is not at 50%. This is a big issue. They're gonna have to try to figure out how to utilize her and get her in there a little bit quicker. But right now it's looking like gonna be a full hold from Jalapenos here.
Teddy Fresh just dominant right now. And here comes the barrage. It's an aggressive barrage, perhaps needlessly so. They already had the advantage. That could be very easily punished here by Void.
Now this is an opportunity that Void needs to secure. They're waiting way too long. They need to push in. The situation above them is going to be a lot easier.
Oh, great lift, but he's stunned out of it. Great stun there. But the Bork finds two here with his full primary fire. And right now, Dire Raven trying to run up that Graviton Surge, but hasn't been able to do so. But Void right now looking great with Showdown Shane, putting a lot of damage into the Jalapenos. And that great hold by the Jalapenos, unfortunately, looks like it'll just... Oh, and Teddy trying to spin it back. Can they do it? The DPS for the Jalapenos are back on the point. Alex putting a lot of damage into Dire Raven, who is 1 health on the point. Oh, the Shatter comes in from Showdown Shane, but looks like it's going to be unnecessary. Holy Jalapenos do hold for quite a long time, but it looks like... Oh, are they going to push in again? They are going to push in again.
My God.
What's happening right now with this? The Holy Jalapenos get really aggressive, and it's just... I guess they end up getting a couple ults out. Maybe not the right choice there from the Jalapenos.
Yeah, they didn't use any ultimates there, but if anything, it's a good hesitation. But look for Levio Flight to take some solid angle here. That's kind of the mistake. Ooh, good question by Alex. That was the mistake I would think by, like you said, by Void. There is it gave not by Void, by Jalapenos, because it gave Void more map control. A quick switch to dive here.
A very quick switch to dive, thus pretty much negating the loss of that Graviton Surge there. Here comes the tactical visor again from Alex. Finds Levio Flight already, getting pushed back by the Diva. Not able to get a ton of value from that, but they do manage to take down the sniper on the side of Void. Again, lots of damage now come in from the Jalapenos, and Teddy Fresh finds Showdown Shane, pardon me, and they will Void will be falling back here. Minute 34 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Levio Flight switching over to the Widow's gonna have Teddy playing a little more defensively, not quite as out front as he had before, but we'll see what kind of work he can do. I expect the switch here pretty soon.
I would expect him to switch here after this barrage, but hey, it's been working. I don't know if he's necessarily going to want to make a change. Precise are out for any opportunity. They tried to dive onto Alex, but that old man can sprint his way out of there like Usain Bolt in the Olympics. That's a boomer reference, right?
That's a big boomer reference.
They got the Deadeye from Shadow.
Oh, big Shadow!
With a fantastic Deadeye, and the whole Jalapenos are just putting down Teddy Fresh with the ultimate, probably just trying to get rid of it. I would imagine a switch is coming.
Yeah, expect some fairly wholesale changes here. I can't see Atlas sticking on this there yet. Expecting to switch over to the Moira there. And Snipper, yeah, I expect, like you said, wholesale changes here. Alex sticking on the legs there. Again, I assume we're going to see a switch there as well, but this puts a little more frontline pressure here.
Right now, the Holy Jalapenos managed to get back out of the point, the dive in from but he is taken down so quickly. So much counter pressure can be put in now between Ruby and Teddy Fresh. That's a lot of damage coming in on that diving tank. 10 seconds left to go. Shadow does take down Alex. Shadow finds another. Shadow doing a ton of work on that McCree. Fire rate change be damned. Here comes the bomb coming in from Dire Raven. She doesn't find anything. Bork takes down Levio Flight, but the damage is being done. And it looks like Void is going to manage to scrappily take this one and move into point 2. But here comes the bomb from the Bork. They're trying to find a way to hold it off. Showdown Shane sacrifices his life there to try to block off some of the damage. Here comes Shadow with that Deadeye, takes down one. And here comes the Tack Visor from Alex. Jalapenos are not giving this one up. And the huge Thunderous Scatter from Ruby is going to put the stop to this one, put the brakes on.
That was insane. That looked like all Void all the time. Big shatter by Ruby. Big visor by Alex there. Overall, that was a great hold there. I fully expected to see the 3rd point.
Fantastic play from the Jalapenos to try to hold that off. And I gotta say, that reverse sweep. I mean, like you said, you got to lose 2 to get that reverse sweep. Can we see some beeps? Can we just see maybe a few beeps in the chat? I'm not trying to jinx it too much, but I just feel like there maybe needs to be at least 1 or 2 beeps for people right now in the chat. I feel like that's just appropriate right now. Nonetheless, Jalapenos looking real good.
Jalapenos look like a different team here. They're looking way stronger. And again, Teddy Fresh, we probably don't have the delay, and I need to have a kind of an off-air conversation with Booth here just to make sure we're up in the up here. But Teddy Fresh on what worked for him early season was the play. I expected a full hold there, maybe a little reckless on the barrage, trying to go in for the big, want to get to see himself on the Iris podcast next week. But
that's a montage clip there, is what that is.
That is a full montage clip for sure. But we'll see what their Teddy Fresh is coming back out on there, and Levio Flight looks like he's pocketed by Hal here to try to counteract.
Right. Again, we do see that same comp. Alex looking great on the legs. And obviously, I know a lot of people are hyped up about the Soldier changes that are on experimental right now. A lot of people think that could really make Soldier a completely viable pick again. But Alex trying to show if Soldier could be a viable pick right now.
Yeah, Alex doing a really great job with legs.
Teddy Fresh on that Pharah again, trying to see how quickly they can round up or rock themselves up a barrage here. Already up 20% with just a few rockets. We see the dive offense coming in from the Jalapenos, looking for a target, finding an opportunity to get in. We see the Hanzo taking extremely low. Shadow does find Alex, however, and the Jalapenos are already starting to peel back a little bit, seeing the pressure on Alex, looking for any potential opportunity, but good counter pressure there from Void so far.
Yeah, Void's take is giving up a lot of space here. The pillar control is really big on this match because it gives the Fair a lot of sight lines and a lot of safety. So giving up this much space might be an issue for them down the line.
With these DPS,
Alex,
it's definitely not. Oh, there's Alex again though. The grenade goes out from Sweaty Asian to try to push back, but pressure on a Sweaty Asian keeps the healing off of his team, and it looks like the Jalapenos are able to push in on that. Teddy Fresh finds 2, and the Jalapenos are in great shape here, but Alex is taken down by Shadow. We've seen Shadow clutch out a lot of fights so far. Could he do it again?
Hey, I don't think he's pressing the S key right now, trying to get the back line, but we'll see if that's a big hit. That's a big late pick.
It's a big late pick out of Teddy Fresh, but it doesn't matter here. But Alt's now looking really good if you look at the side of Void. They got 2 DPS Alts coming up here.
Yeah, Showdown Shane and Dive Raven switching over to the dive as well. They're going to look to try to isolate Alex. Alex is going to be alone a lot. He has some escapability, but we'll see what they can do with it. And you're right here. We have both DPS ults coming from Void here. They gotta slow down a little bit. They gotta find where Teddy is at all times. That's gonna be the big fish that's killing him.
Exactly. They have to know that barrage is coming here. It's gonna be tough for Teddy to get a barrage off with the comp that they're looking at here. I have a feeling we might see a Teddy Fresh switch pretty quickly here. The Levio Flight pops the mob as well, trying to find Alex, who is on the legs, looking for a window in the background here, or in the back line, trying to find anything they can. Meanwhile, on the cart, we see the Nano Boost go out onto Showdown Shane as Levio Flight's bomb takes down Alex. Levio Flight finds another, taking down Snipper, a third, taking down Teddy Fresh. Levio Flight finding some momentum. Dash a 4K for Levio Flight right now. Helps take the Bork out of the mech as well. Levio Flight helping Void, putting them on his shoulders.
Really good job by Levio Flight there. Getting the bomb out early, made them deal with it then, and building himself back up to 50% on his next bob. So we'll look for Teddy Fresh to try to use this barrage early. Watch for him to kind of be a little bit sneakier with it. When you see Void dive in. He's going to try to drop on the back line. So watch for the dive, and then when that happens, watch for Teddy Fresh to drop into the back line.
We see right now as well the Diva Bomb for the Bork. Looking for any opportunities. We all know the Beth Bomb. Could we see a Bork Bomb out of Bork here? I'm not 100% sure, but the barrage comes in, and most of it mitigated by Dire Raven, but enough damage is put in. The follow-up pressure from Ruby is enough, and the Tack Visor comes in from Alex, who's already taken down 3, looking for Shadow as well, but he's dropped by Shadow, trying to find a way to bounce it back for Void. However, Void is in tough straits right now, down 5-3 in this fight. They get the res onto Alex as well. Jalapenos is at full strength, getting ready for the final recontest here for Void. Shadow and Shade pours out of the doorway and pops that, expected the ult to pop soon. The Diva Bomb comes in from Bork, finds nothing. Ult's right now looking in great shape here if you're a fan of Void. Dire Raven comes in, big Diva Bomb. He hits 2 on that Diva Bomb. And that's going to be enough here for Void to even it out. Alex gets a late kill on the way out, but it's on the way out, and Jalapenos will need to reset.
Yeah, big reset there. They have... they're looking to Ruby switching it over to the Rhino. They want to have a lot more cart presence here, see what happens.
Interesting.
And Teddy Fresh onto the Ashe.
We're probably going to see him take it right through the castle here. They're going to try to go right through the castle and get Teddy Fresh on a little flank here. We'll see what ends up happening. We see right now they're actually in the castle as we speak, I believe. And I don't even know if Void realizes it. Oh, no, they don't. The fight has broken out already. Pressure's going in on Ruby, who is taken very low and is discorded and is dropped by Levio Flight.
Ashe's takedown. Main tanks are both down, but Jalapenos are extremely low.
Jalapenos are very low, but they do have point presence right now. We see the peel back to the point by Void. Jalapenos recognizing that they don't have the power needed to win, and they do peel back.
You know, at this point, they could just be playing for a few more ultimate build up there. They have a minute and a half. They have a time for a couple team fights here. But it looks like Void is pushing the action.
That's what they should be doing. Teddy Fresh does find Shadow, so they trade out players here. 5v5. Again, Jalapenos like to play it safe right now. They end up falling back, looking for more opportunities to build up those ultimates. They have the Tack Visor on its way, and that Coalescence. Both vaults could be very big here in this next fight. However, we see 5 ults on the way now for Void.
Coming up to a 6-pack. That's a big loss. I missed what happened.
I have no idea what. We see the ult come in from Alex. He tries to put as much pressure on this Shadow as he can. He takes him down. The Tack Visor is going uncontested as the Transcendence being used by Hal on the point. They are experiencing tranquility on the point, just like you are here tonight. But Void right now is in good shape as Hal fights 2 here on that Zenyatta. Sniffer with a big boop though onto Diva, trying to find a way to spin this one back. The beat is dropped by Sniffer. Jalapenos are not giving up on this fight. The Earth Shatter here. There it is!
It's huge!
Huge Earth Shatter, but there's no follow-up. There's nobody there to follow up with Ruby. Oh, unlucky. Oh no, it's a tough situation now for the Jalapenos here. They're trying to get them back on that reverse sweep. I just don't know if they have time. They had to switch off the DPS to some speed picks.
There's a bomb coming here from Dire. They also, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a tough nut to crack here. Shadow's gonna look, yeah, that's nice.
They need some hero plays here, and that's not gonna do it. Teddy Fresh taken down. The Diva Bomb comes in, and there's the kill on the Sniffer. Jalapenos staggering the way onto the point, trying to find any way to spin this one back. We see Hal 9000 dropped by Ruby. That's the first step in the equation here, but it's not going to be enough. Shadow on that Reaper doing so much damage, and Void takes Eichenwald. They take the match as well in map 3.
Really great job. Both teams there. They're finding out what they need to do. Void just right now looks like a more practiced team on Dive. They know what they're doing with it, and they are playing with such aggression that I don't know if Jalapenos can match.
I don't know if they can either. I'm going to say that Jalapenos played hyper aggressive on that with dive tanks. They were looking really good. They made some change. Here's a great boot from Teddy Fresh. Really well played on his end there. Jalapenos, we saw signs of life again. They're playing Void very close. It's Busan was a bit of a one-sided affair, right. But I have to say these last 2 maps, they haven't been decisive wins for Void. So Jalapenos looking pretty good right now. Definitely looking better than what we've seen at the end of stage 1 at the beginning of stage 2.
Yeah, it seems like a tale of two teams. They swapped places. They really did. Void really early in the season had some issues with teams they really had no business having issues with. Get Off My Land being one of them. That went to a map 5. That was way closer than it should have been. But looking at what Void's putting together now, they seem like it's a very different team. They found their identity. They found what they're good at. And that looks to be a tank synergy. And Shadow and Levio Flight really, really, really being strong.
Shadow and Levio Flight have been fantastic. That DPS duo is looking very scary. We haven't had the pleasure of seeing a whole ton of them this season so far, but I have to say they look really good right now. And Void is a team to watch out for. Doodles, I know you guys are probably taking notes here going into your match about 2 weeks out. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a very good match here. Void looking really good. Holy Jalapenos, though, like I said, Jalapenos, again, this tank line with Ruby and Beth, there's a ton of potential there. Right. Ruby was a huge pickup for this team. A very seasoned main tank who's had 2 days of practice with the team.
Whopping 2 days.
Whopping 2 days. And Void, who's had 2 months together, or 2 months plus. So we're looking at two stories of two very different teams. I have like what I'm seeing from the Jalapenos. There's a ton of potential with that team, and we'll continue to see that as the playoffs here go on. That match against Slipstream is going to be a tough match, but it's a very winnable match as well for the Jalapenos. So we'll see what ends up happening for Jalapenos. They have 2 days to prep for that. They just got a tank 2 days ago. They have this feature, and then 2 days from now they play again. So a lot of pressure on the Jalapenos right now to get this thing moving forward in the right direction. We'll see if they can do that against Slipstream here on Wednesday. But as for this match, man, Void is just I have no words. I mean, Shadow and Levio Flight have been incredible. But how about other players on their team? Is there any one player in particular that's standing out to you the most?
I want to say Sweaty Asian. Sweaty Asian, you don't see his name pop up in the kill feed very often. No. As a support player, you can't do a whole hell of a lot of healing when you're bad. and good on Sweaty Asian for being there and staying alive, finding a way to survive, especially when Jalapenos jumped onto a dive or maybe had a flanker with Alex or Teddy Fresh in the sky. Sweaty Asian was finding a way to survive. So good on the support lineup there. Again, overall, this is a Void team that people should be very worried about going into the playoffs. Very, very worried.
Definitely. I would say both these teams are honestly, like you said, it's a bit of a tale of two. So we've seen Jalapenos look great at the beginning of the season. They tailed off as the season has gone on. Void, the exact opposite. But there's still a ton of potential on the Jalapeno squad. You know, if they have that match, extremely huge match for them. The winner does have a very challenging slate ahead of them, though. That's important to keep in mind because it doesn't get any easier. You got the number 1 seed after that. You know, it doesn't get easier. You know, unfortunately, you win that match. Guess who you're going to be up against in the next round? You got the Royals waiting for you.
Yeah.
So the Jalapenos, they have a tough road ahead of them. But we talked about the history of this org. Beth has been with the team since season 3. Season 3 finalist. Season 4 finalist. Season 3 champion as well.
Hello, champions.
Hello, champions. Yeah, exactly. One of the best calls I've ever heard, by the way.
Oh, great.
Hello, champions. No, it's a different team now than what we saw in season 3, but you can't ever count this team out.
No.
And it looks like we are taking it now to Watchpoint Gibraltar. Looks like I think they were on Dorado, but they switched it up here, taking it to Gibraltar.
That's okay.
I'm perfectly okay with that. It's a great map, fantastic map, lots of dive.
Lots of dive.
So I like seeing that here. But I will say that the target focus of the Jalapenos when they played that aggressive dive or that really aggressive brawl has been quite good. So we'll see if that works in their favor here as we get into this map. So what do you expect to see here from these two? Do you expect to see the dive tanks right away?
I do. I think the Jalapenos are recognizing that they're getting stronger on dive. They're finding a way to have some success. So I do expect them to try to push. Treating this like a scrim is the right idea. Like we talked about earlier, find your synergy. So finding Ruby and Bethcon, the synergy on their dive targets, finding their dive targets, who they actually are, is super, super important. We look like Alex is coming out on the Widowmaker. So we see what we can do here. It looks like a double hit scan. Yeah, double hits game with the sight lines of this map. I
that
can see.
direction.
Oh boy, are they trying to jump? The jump is always fun to watch people because some people are really good at it and other people succeed. See, watch. We can just watch Bork struggle.
Bork can do it. We'll give him another chance.
Oh! I've been there, man.
There as well. You see the attempted halt and hook there from Void. Doesn't find anything on that one. They switch over to the dive tank. Shadow on the Widowmaker, and we see a duel with Alex. But Alex finds Sweaty Asian on that one here. Alex looking for another opportunity to take down a target, looking again for that window, expecting to see that Widowmaker. They did see the Widowmaker come over. Oh, and takes him down on that one. Shadow right now able to be uncontested, finds Teddy Fresh. We'll see if Shadow takes down any more targets here. Trades happening on the point. Sniffer gets the res on Teddy Fresh here. And Jalapenos are peeling back, and it's probably a good idea. Rotate back, Cart's already under the bridge. See if maybe Shadow can get a little bit of pressure from Alex here as we get back to the next Widowmaker duel. Teddy Fresh continuing to try to find value on that Ashe. Nothing doing so far. We see the Widow duel commencing yet again. Alex versus Shadow. Alex comes out ahead on this one. Alex again looking for more opportunities. The healers for Void are brought low, but Sweaty Asian does take down the Bork. That is going to give a nice window of opportunity here for Void to push in on the dive. Teddy Fresh taken very low and down by Narcissist. Bethcon dropped out on the point as well, and Void, tons of pressure, tons of target focus, and it's going to be easy peasy for them. They managed to take point A here on Gibraltar.
Yeah, really good job. Again, this is the dive is really showing to be their strength point. If they can get some ship control here, it's going to be a really big play. I like Sweaty Asian staying on the Zenyatta.
The great positioning, the immediate staging. They're already ready for this fight.
Yep. It really gives Alex not a lot of opportunity to set up any sight lines in Shadow. There it is.
Shadow just fantastic on that Widowmaker right now. The point Q control here from Void is almost. This point's already almost over. Like the control that Void is showing right now on this dive is outstanding. I don't know if the Jalapenos have it in them to be able to even push in onto this. It's not a shot on the Jalapenos. It's just the fantastic positioning and staging we're seeing right now from Void.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot they can do. They have a 6-pack. They haven't had to use any ultimates. They both pop sides here as they should. But we'll see if they just need to put some cart presence on. 8 down.
And we see ult on both sides, wholesale ult usage. Here comes the Diva bombs. Dire Raven throws in her bomb, doesn't find anything. Bethcon comes in with her own bomb, finds Levio Flight, but it doesn't matter. The point's already taken. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left on this dominant push right now.
Yeah, it seems a little too late. Too little too late there. They needed to execute a little bit quicker. Good job on Narcissist to have the body block on the door, but at that point, there's not much they could do about it.
Exactly, not much they could do at all in this one. We do see a couple of ults still in play here for both teams. The key ult, I think, is going to end up being that Genji Blade for Levio Flight. Bethcon diving up to the high ground, trying to put the pressure on, dropped very low, but she manages to hold on to her mech this time around. And we see Narcissist pushing in on very aggressive position here. The Nano Boost comes in onto Root, swinging that hammer, but is being negated by Sweaty Asian on that ult. With that Transcendence, Levio Flight finds 2 with the Genji Blade. That's just Void continuing a dominant push here on Gibraltar. They have not taken their foot off the pedal for even a second.
Yeah, this right now is a hey Doodles, check me out, see what we got here. This is an absolute domination. This might be one of the quickest Gibraltars we've seen in Tranquility.
Outstanding play there from Void overall. My goodness. Just in every way, shape, and form, they control the pace of that. Jalapenos answer that. I mean, wow. What amazing. This is like you said, this is a statement from Void. This is them putting their stamp on it, saying, hey, we're just not this cute little team who managed to have a pretty decent run in ORMB in the first stage. Yeah, our pool was a little bit easier. Yeah, it had Get Out of My Land. We know. But you know what?
We know.
We're not
I said we know.
We know. Hey, maybe ORMB's the good. Maybe it was the good tier after. Maybe it was the good group. And we just don't even know it.
No? I like it.
I mean, it's not likely, but maybe it was. So,
yeah, we'll see what happens here. This is going to be interesting. I expect more of the exact same thing coming out from Void here. Sweaty Asian really showing his chops off on the Zenyatta. They're showing a lot of diversity in their support line, which is what you want to see in this tier. When you have a support duo of two, and then able to swap back and forth between main, flex. It's really nice to see Alex breaking out the legs again.
Hey, it worked for them on Eichenwald, I would argue. I don't think there's any reason to stop it. They're going with a little bit more aggressive style here. We're playing that Lucio to help boost the Reinhardt around. They were on the Brigitte, switched to the Moira. Again, they're playing a very aggressive style here, trying to put a ton of pressure into the front line on the side of Void. We see Beth trying to claim bridge, but she is all alone up there. It's going to be tough to manage to force all of them down off that high ground. The Winston drops into the back line of the Jalapenos. Bethcon is demech. She does not have she does not have that defensive matrix right now to help protect her back line, and unfortunately, there's just so much pressure from Void. They can barely get in and get out of the spawn door.
Yeah, they're really going to have to either run a counter dive here or really make them touch point. It's right now, Teddy Fresh sitting alone on a Hanzo is just going to be a big, juicy target for that dive duo of Narcissus and Diary.
They're going to need Alex to find a way to flank and pick up some of these backliners here. And that's exactly what he was trying to do, but the peel from Void was outstanding. And Bethcon trying to put some pressure onto that high ground, but she is trying to do it alone right now. Teddy Fresh on the Hanzo hasn't been able to find anything as of yet. Void is just absolutely in control of the situation. Look at them continuing to push the pace. They're just forcing everything right back into spawn for the Jalapenos. Jalapenos have been able to get nothing going. Finally, Alex, who's basically just running around in the middle of Void, finally finds a little sign of life here, taking down Shadow. Shadow's on their way back from spawn already. Oh, there's another kill from Bork. But here comes the Diva Bomb in. See if they can find any kills. They do not. So it looks like the Jalapenos will be able to get a little bit of card progression here.
Yeah, a little bit of card progression. Losing the Levial fight early in there is going to be difficult. Good job by Beth taking the high ground there, but Teddy Fresh needs to do a little better job here. He's getting popped up by Jane every time he sticks his head out.
He sure is right now. Unfortunate. Shadow is just looking fantastic on this Widowmaker. Coalescence Spring comes in, and the big pause. Big pause. Big pause comes in.
Big pause. Is it tactical? Is it tactical? I think probably have a little bit of a ping issue, so it goes to goes to Otto.
It does look like it's a ping issue right now. So looks like they are working on that as we speak. But my goodness, how good is Void looking? It's I can't even. It's insane.
It's the last, I would say, this entire stage they've looked stronger and stronger as it's gone on. I'm really impressed right now with just the synergy of the tank. And we talked about it. You and I talked about it off air. The tank synergy between Narcissist and Dire Raven, including Showdown Chain as well, switching out from main tank, cannot be discounted. It's very solid, and especially playing a very highly communicative style like Dive, you need that, and it's very, very evident. That's what we're seeing today.
Absolutely, it's an amazing level of synergy we're seeing on really all sides from Void. You know, their timing on their dives has been fantastic. When their backliners are in, their tanks are diving in at the same time.
Yes.
Their staging has been incredible. Their pace setting has been incredible. We saw it on point 2. They claimed point A. They were on the shuttle before you could even think about going to the shuttle if you're on the side of Jalapeno. They never had a chance. Point 2 was lost in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was insane. It was absolutely insane.
Like, it's all about that positioning with Dive. It's all about that staging with Dive, and it's all about that pacing with Dive. And right now, Void is just flat out doing it better. And Void looks really good right now. The end of that Genji Blade coming in for Levio Flame, trying to find anything in the last legs of that. Taken down by Sniffer. The boot is dropped by Sniffer as well. The res comes in, an aggressive res from Hal. Managed to get Levio Flame back up, and the aggression, despite the sound barrier, is still pouring in from Void. My goodness, they have no fear, no mercy being shown. Narcissist to the spawn door. Not something you see often. The bubble, that is just almost a brutal level of, oh my goodness. Alex pops the tack visor and is just shut down immediately. This is just absolute domination from the side of Void.
Yeah, the Void is absolutely running a clinic here, and I'm not sure what Jalapenos are looking to do with the Soldier here. I granted it took before, but we're not able to get set up to take any high ground control. Void's just not allowing it to happen. But we'll see. I like the Sombra play when they dive. Oh gosh, they're sweaty.
It's just beyond dominant at this point. We need some serious ult pressure to come in from the Jalapenos if they're going to have any chance right now. Alex does manage to find 2 kills. There's 3 kills now. Jalapenos finally getting some positive momentum here as they get the cart to the corner here on point A. We'll see if Void attempts to come back here. They have 5 ults coming around the corner here with the Infra Strikes up, and they do pressure onto the point. Narcissus putting the damage in. Here comes the Diva Bomb from Dire Raven. She puts it in, and Snipper, oh, unlucky for Snipper, not able to stay alive. Ruby does find Hal taken down, but Levio Flight pops the Genji Blade. Alex looking for some finds a way to get Shadow, but Levio Flight with that Genji Blade slicing and dicing his way through the Holy Jalapenos, making himself up a plate of nachos, and it looks like it's pretty much all she wrote right now for the Jalapenos.
It looks like Teddy Fresh is waiting for the last-minute touch. They might be too little too late here with the Torbjorn switch from Shadow.
Fire Raven knows Teddy is around. She's shooting all over the place here, trying to find him. There's the big bomb coming in. Beth Bomb not able to connect. We see the Earth Shatter come in from Ruby, takes down Dire Raven. The Jalapenos aren't able to put enough pressure here on the Void. Managed to find a little bit of kills, but here comes Hal with a huge res. Alex finds a second kill on the Hal, however, but Shadow on the Torbjorn now finds 2, is taken down by Alex. The kills are trading out for Void, and it looks to be in the favor of Void currently. Alex is dropped as well, and the full hold from Void puts the exclamation point on a 4-0 sweep of the Holy Jalapenos.
Wow. I did not see a 4-0 coming today, but this is a statement match for Void here. Look out, Doodles. They're coming at you, and they are ready.
The way they're playing right now, I would say look out, Harmony tier.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was
gonna be an interesting conversation.
Oh, did you see that deflect?
That
was nasty. Oh my goodness, guys. Look out, Harmony tier, because Void put their statement out against Holy Jalapenos today with a dominant show performance. Holy Jalapenos, it didn't work out for you on Gibraltar. I don't know if just the mental might have been a little off on the end there. I wouldn't have blamed you if it was. You had a few really good showings on a couple of maps there. That team, there's still a ton of potential with them. But you know what? That's what a way to wrap up our regular season, Void. My goodness.
Yeah, this is the tale of two teams, the tale of two stages for these two. A fantastic way, great show by Void, and not bad. We're seeing some positivity out of the Jalapenos. Look for Ruby and Beth and Bork to kind of build some synergy. Expect a different team come Wednesday.
Exactly, guys. We are going to come to an end to our final feature match now. Our final feature broadcast of this regular season. The playoffs, they start tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow we have a feature match between Miami Yikes and Venom Cheese in the wild card round for the Harmony tier. We are excited to bring you that, as well as four total broadcasts the remainder of this week. Guys, we have so much to show you. We are so excited for you guys to be a part of this playoff ride. And again, as a reminder, stay tuned, because in about 10-15 minutes we're going live with the After Dark edition of the Iris podcast to break down your end of season award nominees. So on that note, Thug, it's been a while, buddy, since we've casted. What a match we casted.
And it was a fun one. It was a really fun one. And hey, we should do it again sometime. There's a few playoff matches we should talk about.
Playoff matches. You probably see us again soon. It's not like our teams made it any.
No, we're bad at Overwatch, so it happens.
We are really bad at Overwatch, and we are thankfully just mediocre enough at casting function here. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Stay tuned. 15 minutes from now, guys, we will be live again with the Iris podcast.